Good morning, students. In last class, we have covered international market segmentation, target market selection, international product decisions. Hope you understand these concepts very well with the help of two case studies that we have discussed in our last lectures. Now, we are going to cover international pricing decision of the marketing mix over here. Now, what exactly international pricing decision means and why it is so important. Basically, international pricing decision is more difficult than your domestic pricing decisions because of two factors or two reasons. One is that several players are there who have a different characteristics and all. So it is very difficult to assess the taste, preference of the consumer and move of the competitors also. It is very tough to understand. And before deciding any price of the product, we need to understand this. Then a large number of unique factors also there which affect our export pricing, like your product difference, and we have additional cost related to transportation, communication, etc. Then availability of your export incentives, etc. Okay, so here it is very necessary for us to understand that pricing decision is a is act as a competitive edge for you. Okay, you want to meet the customer demand in a competitive situation in such a way that the sales and profit will increases. Okay, and in this the stage of your product life cycle is very important, and specific country situation is also there which you need to consider before deciding the price in international market. That means you want to penetrate the market, you want to skimming the market, you want to hold share of the market, or you want to enhance the share of the market. Okay, you need to understand all these things before deciding international price. Now, what are the factors that we need to consider or they have impact in our export pricing? First of all, we need to understand the pricing objective. What is our objective? Like, if we have an objective that we want to penetrate the market, or we want to increase our market share, or we want to fight against competition, or we want to prevent our entry of a new firm, okay, and you want to meet export obligations, or you want to utilize your full capacity, then you need to create a market. And for that, it is very necessary for you to charge very low price for your product. So here what type of price level you will choose? The low price level you will choose. But if you have an objective like you want to skimming the market, or you want to reduce your payback period, hope you understand all these concepts, this related to your financial management. आप जल्द से जल्द अपने जो भी इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है उसको कवर अप करना चाहते हैं, और यू हैव सर्टेन टारगेट रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट, यू वांट टू अचीव दैट टारगेट, or you want to maximize your profit, or you want to recover your cash early. And mostly the situations comes when you have a technical products whose life is very short because of technical innovations and all. At that time we are going to charge very high prices, or your images, your company image, your brand image is also considered over here. If they are in a positive direction, you can charge very high price. Okay, then nature of the market, what type of market you have. Generally, we can see international market is highly competitive market, and the few leading brands which are there which lead the market, and small exporters you can say uh, may charge the low price as compared to the established brands. Okay, so uh, or you can say the firm may focus on a niche market, and they will price high for that particular market. So it's totally depend on the nature कि what type of market you have. अगर टॉप लीडर्स हैं, ब्रांड्स हैं, तो आपके लिए स्कोप थोड़ा कम हो जाता है. देन यू नीड टू चार्ज वेरी लो प्राइस एज कम्पेयर टू दैट टॉप ब्रांड्स. और अगर आप अल्टरनेटिवली अगर आप कुछ और चाहते हैं, मीन्स आपने कहा कि मैं हाई प्राइस चार्ज करूंगा बट आई वांट ओनली अ निच मार्केट, यू वांट टू क्रिएट अ निच मार्केट, एट दैट टाइम you will charge high, you can easily, because अगर हाई डिग्री कंपटीशन मार्केट में है तो इट लीव अ वेरी लिटिल फ्रीडम फॉर यू to charge high price. Okay, then nature of the product is there. Nature of the product means you can say what is the demand pattern of your product. If the product is highly price elastic, then low price would help you to maximize your sales volume. But if your product is getting very low price elasticity, like the agriculture product, then you can charge high price for your product. Then we consider the cost also. Cost means your fixed and variable both the cost. Okay, because it is a major determinant for charging the price. In short run, generally export price are low. They do not charge a full cost. But in long run, the firm can recover their full cost plus your profit margin. Okay, and a firm whose costs are low as compared to your competitor, they have a great freedom for charging a high price. Then what type of image your firm and your company have? If you are a well reputed firm, you can easily charge high price as compared to the less reputed firm. And also the image of your country also play a very important role. Like India is considered as a poor quality. Then in 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 the eye of abroad, the quality of Indian product is not so good. They we have which restrict us the freedom to charge a better prices for our product. Then the exchange rate also play a very important role because it influences the pricing. Suppose your rupee is depreciating, then Indian exporter have a freedom to quote a low dollar price for their product because they get a good amount of rupee because rupee is depreciating. Then domestic production and market condition also play important role. Means if you can say a domestic market cannot absorb the full production, it means the plant have unutilized capacity. An exporter may use that unutilized capacity mm, and export their product in a very low cost. But if already they are running in a full capacity, then if they want to export, it means they need additional production capacity, and at that time they have to cover a full cost. The price will increase. Okay, then statutory requirements are there that we need to see. Sometime government fixed the price or price ceiling was there, like minimum export price, and government sometime may offer subsidies to you, or import duties or other taxes are also imposed by importing countries. So before deciding the price, you need to study all these things. Yeah, statutory requirements also. Then after you can decide what price you should quote. Clear, students? Now the various method of export pricing, like we have cost based pricing. Cost based pricing means the price include the cost and a profit margin, and that's why it is also known as a cost plus pricing technique. And the cost based pricing means it consider all the costs like your input, packaging, your freight, insurance, your handling charges, your agency commission, your export duties, exchange rate changes, everything you are going to cover in this. Then cost based pricing may be a total cost pricing or marginal cost pricing. In case of total cost pricing means you are covering overall all they cost. But in marginal cost pricing, usually exporters generally attempt to recover all the cost in total cost pricing, but in marginal cost, in short run, generally we are charged only the variable cost, because we want to create our market in highly competitive market, international market. We want to create your market, so you need to charge low price. So marginal cost pricing is used, and fixed cost, maybe you have already recovered from your domestic sales, and export at marginal cost pricing will also boost the employment opportunity in the home country. And products which have no brand reputation, they also use this marginal cost pricing. Then other another method is market oriented pricing or differential pricing. In this, exporter are priced at the level acceptable to the overseas market. Means you are charging according to the traffic, what type of traffic is there, or what type of market conditions is there. The product may be priced high when demand is high and low when demand is low. Means charging the maximum possible price in a particular given situation, then it is known as a market oriented price. Means you are analyzing the market first, and according to the condition of the market, you are charging the price. Then we have a competition oriented pricing. In competition oriented prices, you are there are few dominators, you can say, who dominate, who there are certain competitors who dominate the market. Okay. And you are going they are acting as a price leader, and so international firm are forced to adopt that price, or you can charge a price according to your price leader. Okay. It means the firm that initiate a price trend become a price leader, and you have to follow that. And this is very simple method, you can say, and very relevant in a competitive position. If your firm uh, even have to face a competition, then it become very relevant. Okay. But sometime in this, competitor price may be very unrealistic. They ignore the cost, etc. Fine. Then you have a negotiated pricing method also. Under negotiated pricing method, you are deciding the price on bargaining basis. Means there is a you are deciding through bargaining between the exporter and the importer, and this is a flexible method. And during bargaining, you take into account the viewpoint of both the buyer and seller. Okay. And if you have a good bargaining power, you can charge good amount, good price. Then retrograde pricing method. In this pricing method, importer specify the price first. Okay, they specify the price what they want to give, and now it is the role of exporter to estimate whether this price will profitable to him or not. If it sound profitable, they go for sell. Otherwise, no. Okay, but well, importers specify the price, they consider everything, all the overheads, export overheads, your direct cost, your indirect cost, your forwarding or packaging charges, your documentation charges, everything they take into account. Okay. Then in international pricing, one another concept was there, that is a price discrimination. One of the major decision, you can say, which is taken by the international firm, whether they need to charge a uniform price worldwide, or they charge a different price in a different market. A uniform price is generally advisable. It create a good image for the company. And when significant price difference is there in a different market, you charge different price from India and different price from China, like this, then it will a chance that it will create a gray marketing. And gray market means the unauthorized import and sale of your goods. Means you are purchasing from the low price market where the product is available at a low price, and then unauthorizedly you are smuggling there and you sell that particular product in a high price to the another country. Okay, and generally gray market exists in a product like your car, watches, camera, etc. Clear? Now next is your export pricing process. How you are fixing the export price. In a first step, we are defining the pricing objective that we have see right now. There are n number of objectives. Whether you want to penetrate the market, you build market share, or you want to cover your fixed ROI and all. Accordingly, you have to decide what should be your price. Okay, means first of all you need to clarify the objective. If you have an objective to penetrate the market, it means you want to build market, so you will going for low pricing policy. Clear? If you want to cover up your whole investment as early as possible in a payback period, then you will going to charge high. Okay, then after setting objective, defining objective, understanding objective, second step to analyze the nature of market. Under nature of the market, you need to analyze what price range is prevailing in the market, and what type of trade custom and practices are following in the market, what type of competition going on in the market, and who is the price leader, what type of price they are charging. Everything you need to analyze, and then after you have to estimate the cost. Cost means you are estimating actual cost, what it is incurred in that particular product, like your direct production cost, your production overhead, your cost of marketing and distribution, and your agency commission, which include packing charges, transportation expenses. Everything you need to understand over here. And after calculating the cost, you need to calculate export incentives. Under export incentives, you have to consider government are provide you n number of incentives like duty drawback, your cash compensatory support, they are there, income tax benefit are there. Okay, because these incentives help you to reduce your cost. You have to estimate your cost, and these incentives help us to analyze how much costs are recovered by these incentives, so we can reduce our price. And finally, we are determining our export price. This is our last step, where cost or export incentives will help you to determine what minimum price you should quote, and according to market situation you can charge your margin then. Okay students, hope you understand the concept of pricing in international market. In next class we will going to cover the transfer pricing concept and dumping and international distribution decision. Okay, thank you for